Tonight, the shooting remains just that, a shooting. President Trump and major news outlets have not labeled this terrorism.
KOMU8's Chris Joseph is in the studio to tell us what local experts say about the use and power of the word.
The responses I got varied this afternoon, but it's clear the legal definition of the term terrorism has not been met. I spoke to 2 law professors and a social justice speaker about why this is the case. The Las Vegas mass shooting this week left more than 50 dead and 500 plus wounded, but the attack hasn't been labeled as terrorism.
It was an act of pure evil.
An MU law professor says investigators must know the motive of the shooting first, something they haven't found yet.
That being so, it would be impossible to classify what happened as terrorism or not terrorism, because it's the why that matters.
U.S. law says domestic terrorism must be intended to intimidate or coerce a civilian population, to influence the policy of a government by intimidation or coercion, or to affect the conduct of a government by mass destruction, assassination, or kidnapping.
Horror at the hands of a psychopath.
An MU journalism law professor says journalists can't use the term terrorism unless they know it's accurate.
The emotional content of some terms, I think, increases the duty of journalists to make sure that indeed that is the term that's applicable.
Social justice speaker Amir Ahmed spoke at MU Tuesday night and says terrorist continues to be a racial term not applicable to white shooters.
Suspicion comes onto people who look like me, and experiences of racial profiling and discrimination and ends up being attached to people who look like me, with names like me, with religious backgrounds like myself.
Wow. Understanding the tragedy in Las Vegas is an ongoing process, and so is the way America defines it. The Islamic State group has claimed responsibility for the shooting, but investigators haven't found any evidence of that being the case. In the studio, Chris Joseph, KOMU8 News.